Hey there, welcome to Hermit Haven. I'm Ashley.
And I'm Jackie. We're so excited to invite you into our safe space. Hermit Haven is like a cozy little hideout where we can celebrate being confident in ourselves as we find happiness in quiet moments.
So grab your favorite blanket and your favorite drink, and let's dive into today's episode.
Hi, I'm Jackie. Welcome back to Hermit Haven.
Hi, I'm Ashley. We're excited to have you. This week we're talking about passion is a love letter to yourself. So we've been on this whole series just talking about passions, right? We started off talking about how, your childhood passion is still valid. Like anything you loved as a child is still valid. And then we talked about in the last episode how you have to go rediscover these passions, right? Go do that action, go do it. And now we're going to talk about why passion is a love letter to yourself. Like, this is a huge self act. Like, you are doing some self love when you take care of yourself in the way that you are able to show up and do your passions.
Yeah, I always find it the hardest, and I said this in the last episode, but I always find it the hardest to make time for myself. I think a lot of people feel that way too. Like, we're always feeling accountable to give our time to other people. And we talked about how sometimes your passion does involve other people, but there's a lot of things that we want to do that is just for us. And I think it's easier to be like, oh, well, I love Disney, so I'll just go watch it with my kids rather than I love Disney. I need to make time to go by myself because I'm in Orlando and I can do that. And so for me, it's been like prioritizing time where I'm doing something by myself because that just is something that's hard for me to do. Like take time just for me or ask someone to watch, help with the kids when Glenn's at work, to take time for myself. Like those things are really hard. And so those are my challenges. And so for me, like reconnecting with my passions, that's kind of what I'm, I guess, challenging myself, pushing myself towards a
Yeah.
little better.
I think too, like so many times when you're rediscovering something or you're like starting fresh or starting new, you don't know how to show up. And I think that's the hardest part too. So I think, right, is really creating that time, that pocket of time for yourself and not waiting on someone else, not waiting for something to happen, like saying, okay, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it if it's messy or not. And I think that's the hard part too, is like we think that, oh, well, we have to be perfect at baking or we have to be perfect at riding horses or we have to be perfect at like graphic design. But the person that started is never going to be perfect. It's just doing it and getting messy in between and finding what you love about it, right? You might find, let's say you're baking and you try to make sourdough and you're like, I absolutely do not like this. This is not my thing. But you make muffins and you love making muffins. And now you're making muffins every single day, right? Like you find what you like in that thing. And I think that's what's so much you start discovering this part about you. You're like, well, why didn't I like sourdough? Was it too hard? Was it the texture? Okay, well, maybe I like making muffins because the excitement of serving those to my children the next day, right? Like that's my love letter to me is doing something nice for me. I have these muffins, but now I get to serve them to my family. Like, I don't know. It's so awesome when you really start creating that time to do those things.
Think it's really empowering too to, maybe it's something new to you that you've never baked. Like I do love baking and cooking. And so if I find something that I like, what did I bake? The cheese danishes.
Oh my God,
And
those look
so
so good.
Danish dough, it's not hard. It just takes a lot of time. But I say it's not hard because I've baked quite a bit, so it's pretty easy for me to like throw stuff together. And but it was different. I had never done it. I wasn't even sure what I was doing. I just followed a recipe, and so like it actually came out really good. But I've done other recipes where it didn't come out as good as I wanted it to, and so like next time I would change this. But that's okay. Like you said, it's the messy and some things for me, I feel like I always need like a large chunk of time to do something that is my passion. And like if I don't have enough time, then I'm just like, never mind, I'm not doing it at all. Right. Kind of like when people want to like go work out and they're like, well, I don't have a whole hour, therefore I can't work out today. And it's like that, just break it up, like break it up into like a smaller thing. And so like if I just have a few minutes, I can just start I love drawing. So like I can just start drawing or I can just do a little bit of watercolor. I don't have to finish the whole picture in that sitting. I can just do a little bit. Or maybe it's something else creative. Like yesterday I changed my phone screen. Like I just needed a little more inspiration. And so I got to be creative and like find photos and like create just something new that I get to look at. And so it can just be something that takes a little bit of time. That doesn't take a whole bunch, but like trying new things is fun. It just I don't know. It makes you just feel like I said, like empowered. It's
And it's
exciting.
okay to put the to-do list down. Can we say that? Like, it is okay to put your to-do list down. Like, if there is something happening in your neighborhood or something local or whatever it is, go take yourself on a date and go do it. Your to-do list can wait. Like, get a babysitter for a few hours if you need to. I know that's like a little bit more complicated than just said and done, but just go do it. Or if it's like something just so simple as like going to drink coffee by yourself, like go
Yeah.
do it. Like when you go do these things, you come back refreshed. You're a whole new person. I don't know, like you start speaking to yourself. Like I feel like we spend so much time loving on so many other people and loving on everyone else. And we think we're loving on ourselves because we're brushing our teeth, we're making breakfast, we're doing the mundane stuff, right? But when you have a passion, you have a hobby or like whatever, however you want to look at it, right? That is truly when you're dedicating time to yourself because you're investing in yourself. Because when you learn something new, you're creating something new, you are becoming someone new.
Yeah. I've taken myself to like Michael's, to Hobby Lobby, to Barnes and Noble, like after Glenn gets home from work, so he could be with the kids. Like, because sometimes I don't want to, I have a few hours during the day, during the week when both of them are at school. Pierce goes a half day, but like sometimes I don't want to use that time for that. I just have like other stuff. That's like my focus time. Although sometimes I do use it for that. And I'm planning on meeting up with a friend to sit at a coffee shop, and like that way like we both keep each other accountable and like do work or read or whatever we want to do while we're there. But sometimes I just wait until the end of the day and then just go wander. I don't have to buy anything. I just like being there. It just feels so creative and fun. And so maybe there's something that a place that would like make you inspired with your passions, even if you're not like physically doing the passion. You
Yeah.
just wander around and be inspired, or maybe it's sitting on Pinterest and looking at recipes or whatever your passion is. There's just so many different ways to make a little extra time without even having to like do a ton.
Yeah. And I mean, I think like your happiness is so important that like right? When you feel even like, again, like you could be happy with your life right now and you could just be doing the mundane stuff. But I think when you add in that hobby, that passion, whatever, like I said, whatever you want to call it, then you bring your life into another level. It's a higher level and you start radiating this happiness, right? You get excited. People like, I feel like too, like, I know this has nothing to do with people because this is about you. And I think at the end of the day, like you have to be proud of yourself. But I think people start noticing how proud of yourself you are, that they start becoming proud of you. And I think then like even like makes you want to do it even more. And I think too, like how exciting is that to like have something to show like this is part of your legacy. Like, like when people talk about you, they're gonna talk about you in this way of, oh, well, she was really into stamp collecting or she was really into going to Disney, right? Like this is part of your legacy. Like people are not going to just be like, oh, she was a nurse. Okay. Like, and that's an awesome job if you are a nurse, right? And like you're doing amazing stuff, but like this is part of you. Like, you can be like, she's a nurse and she, had amazing dog collection of dog bones. I don't know. I'm just
Yeah.
pulling something out of nowhere.
Yeah. It's almost like if someone thinks of you, what do they think about? And a lot of the times it's a hobby if you have one or something that you really like. And so it's such a good point. Like you're more than your job, you're more than being a mom, you're more than being a wife or a partner. And those are important roles. But like you outside of that, who are you? And sometimes we don't know who that, and sometimes that's scary to even think about. So we just like push it away because it's easier to like know, okay, well, I'm a mom. And so I have like a place. But that's okay. You can have that place, but you can also have like this thing that you love, no
Mhm.
matter how big or small that is. And it's just so important. It just brings, it's like if you don't know, then you don't know. But once you start pouring time into like a little bit at a time into whatever that passion is or multiple passions, I got a lot. I swear I have ADHD. And so I have like many different things that I love. And I don't have time for all of them all the time, but like I just fit them in here and there. But once you start making that time, you you just like it's like a light. Like you just feel lighter, you feel happier, you have more patience. Like your whole life really does change. Like I know it sounds maybe cheesy, but like it's true. Like it is life changing to
Mhm.
pour into yourself and feel like happier more often. When things would normally bring you down, you start to feel lifted up instead and be able to see, like, oh, that's okay, or here's the bright side of this. And like those ideas start to come to you when you are truly like giving to yourself. But when you are depleted and you're not pouring into those passions, it's hard to have a place to like lift yourself up to because you just feel down, like you have nothing to look forward to. And you don't always have to have like a vacation to look forward to or like an event, which is fun to have, but it can just be, oh, I'm going to sit and I'm going to be in my journal today. I'm going to be putting like my stickers and my little planner. Like it can just be something small. So,
Yeah. And I think too, like, you know when it's the right hobby and passion because that excitement is so live. Like, you're like, when you're sitting in bed and you can't sleep and you're bored, you're like, I want to go read or I want to go like work on my Notion because that happens to me every time. But like the excitement is just so real, right? And you can, and I feel like too, like, so many people, like, you can do all these fun things, right? You can be like a content creator for fun. You can, create arts and crafts with your kids for fun, right? There's so many things you could do in the thing you already love, right? That too. And I think, so many times we hear people saying, oh, well, I did all this and then I started getting paid for my passions, which is like another level too. Like you can become an expert in your passion and start teaching other people in that passion and start, even if you want to get monetized and paid for that passion, you could do that too. So really like when you are full into what you love, you start like, it's like, I don't know, like it's like you start walking and then sprinting and then running and then like you're like flying at that point. Like no one can keep up with you because you're on fire. And I think we all want that thing that puts us on fire, but we don't want to make the time or we don't have the time we feel like. But I swear, like when you just take 5 to 10 minutes, even if it's just one time this week, and just say, I'm gonna read this book, or I'm gonna color, or I'm gonna like go on a date by myself to the coffee shop, like your whole week will change. And I know it's hard because you're like, well, I have this to do, I have that to do. You'll make time for that other stuff. We have 24 hours in a day. It is your choice how you use that time. But when you're not giving to yourself and serving yourself and showing yourself love, then how can you love someone else? How can you love yourself even?
yeah. Can I give you an example actually of
Yeah.
the monetization part of this? I'm going to use Glenn. So Glenn's two biggest passions, I think, in his life are music. He plays many instruments, and he was in a band, all things, and basketball. He's so obsessed with basketball that he could tell you stats about basketball players from who knows what year. Like the memory in his brain of basketball information is insane, and he'll like be watching the people that talk about basketball commentators, whatever, and then he'll say something and then they'll say it. Like he's at that level where he's just like immersed, like he loves it so much. Now he has a full-time job, and I've always told him he should be like a blogger or something. Like he should, or like a podcast. Like he could talk all day long. So like he could do whatever. I've given him so many options. Well, he decided he already had basketball cards. And so he's been collecting more basketball cards from the Whatnot app. And so now he's created a little profile on Whatnot. He's like followed all these people, gained a bunch of like his like over 1,000 followers on the little Whatnot app. And now he's posting his basketball cards. This is a total side thing. And he's already sold, he only posted one and he sold it already. And he hasn't even done like his auction or whatever. He's figuring all that stuff out on the side. And it's taking him longer because he doesn't really go on social media at all. So he's just like from scratch figuring all this stuff out. I've told him I could help him. Not that I know Whatnot very well. But anyway, he's made this into like a little side hustle. Like his passion is basketball. That's all he does is basketball cards. And now he's going to be like doing his little auctions with his basketball cards on the side in the evenings. Like you could totally like sky's the limit. You could do what are they called? Um the documents that tell you how to do something. What is it called? Like a guide. A guide.
Yeah.
Like you could do a guide for anything. If your passion is scrapbooking, you can make a use ChatGPT to help you make a scrapbooking guide. Like there's just so many
Mhm.
ways to like actually monetize. It's such a good point. Like not that this is totally about money. Like this is kind of like a if you could do anything and money was not even an option, what would that thing be? But then you could take that thing and
Mhm.
like take it to the next level and take it further. Like the sky's the limit for
I feel like too, when
whatever.
you have like this passion, you like, I don't know, like I think we were talking about this in the last episode a little bit, but like I think people start noticing it and like they start giving you those opportunities too. They're like, oh, like I could tell you really like coloring. Can you like make the sign at work or can you do this? Right. Like I feel like people like I feel like when you really love your passion, you speak so highly about it that people know that they can come to you for X, Y, Z. And I think about like, like By the way, I'm so proud of Glenn. But like you're talking about Glenn, but like I think about my dad all the time too. Like my dad literally went to school to be a teacher, a woodshop teacher, ended up owning a print shop for like half of his life. And then when he wanted to go back into teaching, he went back into woodshop. And the next year, the printing teacher was leaving, and they knew my dad had a printing business that was his passion. And so they asked him, "Would you like to take over this spot?" And my dad's been in the same position for 15 years now, and he's absolutely passionate about it. He runs all the printing for the county. Like he just does all these things that are like amazing. And it's all because he spoke so highly about what he loved.
Yeah. And there's so much information out there for whatever, like if you do want to take it to the next level and do it on like more of a, even just deep diving, like we talked about last time, the whole like curriculum idea and having like a fall curriculum, like just deep diving into whatever your passion is, even if you're not going to make money off of it or whatever, is so fun. Like if you love taking photos, there's photography books, there's YouTube videos on how to be a better photographer. You can go TikTok it, like you can go
Yeah.
look up so many things about whatever it is that you want to be better at, that is your passion. And I promise you, like, it just gives you this excitement. I mean, I have just like all these stickers that I just get to freaking love stickers. I think I want to design stickers eventually. I've really thought about it, but I don't want to print them. I just like want to have the like JPEG or whatever that I can draw, like I can make my own and then like sell them on Etsy. I might do that one day.
I love
Just
that for
because.
you.
Just for fun. Funsies.
I love that. But
Yeah.
I think again, like, and you shouldn't be doing anything just to get paid, like, unless that is
Yeah.
your passion. Like, maybe your passion is to, like, figure out how to make $1 million. Like,
Yeah.
you go for it, right? But, like, whatever your passion or hobby is, like, go for it. You don't know what's gonna happen, right? You don't know where it's gonna, like, who you're gonna become. You don't know, like, what's gonna change around you. And you don't know, like, how much time you're actually gonna end up investing in yourself. And you're gonna realize all that time you invested in yourself was worth it because you're worth it.
Yeah, I would say like also I thought about this the other day, and I'm glad it just popped back in my brain because I don't think I wrote it down. But like if you, I often see people talking about like scrapbooking meetups or like journaling meetups, and I was like, "Ah, that's such a challenge for me because I'm an introvert." But I was like, that'd be so fun. What I was thinking about the other day is maybe your passion is like animals. You could go volunteer at like a humane society, like or volunteer at wherever. Like there's just so many ways to even like meet up with other people that love your passion. And when you're around people that have the same passion as you, it just like gets you even more like excited. It just like it's just such good vibes.
Yeah, I think too that's another like pointer is like I think like you can take your passion based on your personality. So like maybe you're maybe a more outgoing person. And so like maybe your passion is like cooking. So like maybe you can host like like a cooking thing at your house, right? Because that's what you're into. So now you're building a community. You're building friends with this passion, right? I'm going to give Jackie as an example because I always put Jackie on the spotlight, but Jackie loves reading. She absolutely loves reading and she has a little book club that she does with her friends. Like right? She created a community to explore these passions. So like now she's even tapping more into herself, but she's also create like doing it with other people. Like how fun is that?
Yeah, I love it. I also, even though I know we're going to talk next episode about like how other people's passion doesn't have to be yours, I don't think I know any of my really close friends that are passionate about the same things that I am. So it's okay if other people don't have, like, if your best friends don't have that same passion. I know we'll get that into that more later, but I just feel like that's such a valid thing. Like you don't have to share them with your like I still have best friends that have different passions than me. And I actually got one of my friends into reading and now she's read more books than me, but we read different we're reading different genres. But that's okay. Like I don't know. I just think it's so fun to just have something that's yours. Like
I
it's
think
just
too, we
free.
can go back on like a whatever an episode we talked about like a really long time ago, but supporting someone else, even if it didn't like align with you, like I think when you're so involved in your own passion, it doesn't matter what someone else's passion is. It doesn't like have to involve you because you just support them no matter what. And I think, when you're so into what you're doing, you're not into someone else's lane. You're
Yeah.
just okay with your lane.
What's the girl what was it called that we did? Being a girl's girl?
Yeah.
Yeah, go listen to that episode if you haven't listened to it because that is huge. Like that brings you so much joy. And it's exactly what Ashley's saying is like cheering on other people, even if they're not doing what you're doing, just because when you give those good vibes out, like they come back. But anyway,
Yeah. But I think that has to do with it because if you think about it, like if you're pouring into yourself and you're creating this act of love for yourself, then you're able to show up for other people because you're not missing this like need to like have like a passion or hobby. And sometimes you don't realize that you're missing this need because you get right. It could be some, I don't know, like a call for help can be like you're getting so involved in someone else's passion and hobby, right? You're telling them how to do it, but it has nothing to do with you, right? Or like you're so invested in like your kids stuff that like you did make time for yourself. Like I feel like there's so many calls for help that are like, hey, you maybe need to find something for you to do, not what
Yeah.
someone else is doing. And I think that's one of the reasons like why this is so important is this is something for you. How many times a day do you do something for you besides the mundane stuff? I
Yeah.
want you to sit down and like really think about that, like journal, right? Like sit down and write, what do I do for myself? Like maybe open a note on your phone and just throughout the day, write everything that you've done for yourself that was not a mundane task, like an everyday task, like brushing your teeth, going to the bathroom, like something you really did for yourself. And you're going to see that maybe you didn't do that much for yourself, or the things you did weren't the most healthiest habit, right? Like do we all want to be like, hey, my passion is scrolling TikTok, my passion is like staring at other people's videos? Or do we want to like be like, hey, my passion is I did this for me, I'm creating this, I'm creating that, right? So I think sit down and journal, think about it, think about how this week, how can you show up for yourself in whatever way that is, in whatever passion you decide. So if it's reading a book and or going on a date, maybe collecting stamps, maybe going through that memory box that's sitting in your closet because you said you were going to scrapbook it one day, like
Yeah.
commit to it. And it maybe it'll take a couple weeks, it might take a month, right? It may take 5 minutes every Tuesday because that's the only 5 minutes a week you have. But that's okay because you're creating a love for yourself that you'll never, ever, ever not be happy about.
Yes. Love it.
Well, we love you all, and we're excited. Next week, we're going to talk about why this is your passion, not someone else's, and why it's important to like stay in your lane. And we are so excited. And then we'll have more and more episodes. We will see you every single Wednesday. If this is something you enjoy, let us know, comment, message us, let us know in the Facebook group. We will be chit chatting in the Facebook group. And yeah, we just love you all. Have a great day. Bye
Love
bye.
you. Thanks for spending time with us today and being part of our Hermit Haven community.
We hope you enjoyed our cozy chat and are inspired to embrace your inner hermit.
Remember, even in the quiet moments, you're never alone on this journey because we are truly all in this together.
So until next time, stay cozy, stay true to yourself, and keep spreading love wherever you go.
Bye for now.
We'll see you next time.